our entire life is just a big simulation? What if the things we know aren't what they seem? What if someone is controlling everything around us, and the simulation they put us in is slowly showing its flaws? Day by day, it looks like more and more problems are appearing in the system we live in. Many of us have been thinking that the world we live in isn't real. It's just an illusion created by something or someone. Everything that you think is true is just a false reality. A glitch is a short fault in a system. However, it's so minor that it can easily correct itself, making it almost undetectable. These glitches are what make many people think that we're inside a system being watched by whoever made us. In this video, we'll take a look at photos and videos that will make you think we're living in the Matrix. From walking objects to a lagging cat, here are 15 glitches in the Matrix caught on camera. Number 15. Walking objects. Inanimate objects are, well, inanimate. They're lifeless. So unless you're talking about a kid's movie, there's no way for these objects to come to life or imitate human action. With that being said, the last time I checked, umbrellas are lifeless objects. But I guess this one is an exception. Someone might have decided to give this umbrella some temporary feet for it to reach its destination. At first, this video looks funny, but the more I watch it, the creepier it gets. I don't know about you, but there's something unsettling about seeing faceless, limbless objects moving on their own, almost as if they're human. In addition to the umbrella, you can also see this plastic bag crossing the road. This thing almost looks as if it turned sentient out of the blue and crossed the road. Do you think someone made a mistake in the simulation and caused these two scenarios? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now. Number 14. Matching license plates. The man who took this photo was almost losing his patience because of the heavy traffic. However, he noticed something odd. It's not the fact that he's surrounded by white cars, but the license plates of the cars in front of him. On the left, you can see the car's license plate say, Peekaboo. The vehicle on the right seems to perfectly answer it with, I see you. Not only are these license plates creative, but these two cars are also perfectly aligned. I'm not sure whether these two cars planned this all along, or if this was just an amazing coincidence. Regardless of whether they planned this or not, I think it's still pretty awesome. Just imagine how many people they have impressed with their matching plates. Number 13. Defying gravity. Hello? I think someone turned off the gravity feature on these goats. Just take a look at these four-legged creatures climbing down this tall tree effortlessly. These guys almost look like they're walking on land. I don't know what these goats are eating, but goats from where I live don't have this crazy gravity-defying ability. There's a saying that goats can easily climb anything as long as it's not completely 90 degrees. I guess that's true, because it seems like goats from all over the world can climb as if gravity isn't a thing. In the second clip, you can see a different goat climbing a tall palm tree. It looks like the little fella is having a hard time climbing down though. But if the animal managed to get up, surely it would know how to get down, right? I must say that goats are one of the weirdest and also one of the most fascinating animals on the planet. Many see goats as dull and dumb animals, but as it turns out, they're actually quite emotional. What a shocker! Finally, it seems like they made a contract with Newton because the laws of gravity just don't work on them. Number 12. Confusing textbook. This textbook is confusing, but not for the reason that you think. Just look at it. At first, you wouldn't really think anything about this textbook cover, but if you look closely, you might realize something weird. Have you found the glitch yet? For those who did, you guys have great eyes. For those who didn't, you might want to pay attention to the book the students are holding. Do you see it now? How on earth are the students already on the textbook cover of the books they're holding if they're just posing for the picture? Aside from this crazy Inception-like book cover, this textbook is also about math, which adds to the confusion factor. Then again, this mind-boggling cover was effective in catching the attention of many students. The strange cover definitely became its selling point. Speaking of math, here's a little something to think about. A lot of things in nature follow a mathematical concept. Numbers aren't just the language of machines, but also of nature. The fact that almost everything around us is based on math will make you wonder, what if the patterns we see in nature aren't just simple coincidences? What if someone coded and programmed everything to be the way it is? Okay, I'll stop talking about math because, hey, no one likes math. Anyway, how is this textbook photo possible? Time travel? Or just the power of algebra? Number 11. Hovering bird. What do you think is happening with this bird? You can see that it's flapping its wings, but it's stationary in the air. I've never seen a bird hovering in one place, but it seems like it's a pretty common occurrence. Here's another video of a bird literally hovering in mid-air. You can even see the people below it looking up, marveling at the strange sight. The bird isn't even flapping its wings or anything, and it's just right there. A few seconds later, a truck passed by, and the man seemed to startle the bird, making it flap its wings aggressively. But after a few seconds, the bird is back in its original and stationary position once again. Some people claim that this bird might have been stuck on something, but if you think about it, if this really was the case, then wouldn't the creature struggle to break free? Maybe this bird is just lagging a little. Number 10. That one NPC. If you've played an open-world role-playing game before, you most likely know what NPCs are. NPCs, or non-playable characters, are figures in the game that are programmed to only do a predetermined set of actions. These characters often stay in one spot in the game, eternally dedicated to what the game developers assign them to do. But what if we're actually living in an open-world simulation game, and there are NPCs among us? I mean, just take a look at this guy. Based on the video's timestamp, this was captured in 2018. You can see a guy standing in the middle of the road, almost as if he's trying to observe something far in the distance. Seconds later, a white van comes into the frame. Behind the vehicle are a horse-drawn carriage and its rider attached to the van by a rope. Now, for some weird reason, the horse veered toward the wall, causing him to fall down, and the rider to fall out of the carriage. While all this was happening, the NPC-looking guy was still spectating while in the same awkward stance. The driver of the van also didn't seem to think it was worth it to get out of his vehicle to help the fallen rider. While the fallen man tried to get himself up, the man in the middle of the road slowly backed away in horror. I'd say this is definitely one of the weirdest videos on the internet. Number 9. Infinite Stairs. Okay, I want you to pay close attention to this clip and tell me if you figured out how this works. First, we have a normal-looking stairwell. It's just a normal flight of stairs that leads you up and down. In this video, you can see the people walking up the stairs and ending up one floor below. But if they try to go down the stairs, they would end up in the same spot where they came from. Even just watching this video will definitely make you confused. I've seen this clip several times, but watching it again makes me just as confused as the first time. This plan allegedly shows how the staircase was made. As you can see, the two flights of stairs are actually connected to each other. The whole staircase is connected in a way that would make anyone who climbs it go around in circles. Imagine if you install something like this at your place and enjoy confusing all of your friends. Some of them might think that they're stuck in a loop and get confused. However, I think perfecting this illusion would be nearly impossible. Number 8. Demon. If we're really just in a simulation, then I guess the creators added some Halloween elements recently. Just take a look at this clip captured by a home security camera. You can see an object, or rather a creature, flying aggressively in one spot of the room. Because of the video quality, no one can really determine what entity, object, or creature this is. What would you do if you saw something like this while reviewing the footage captured by your home camera? Would you be worried? Or would you simply brush it off as a random object getting blown by a gust of wind? Number 7. Buffering reflection. Cats are pretty amazing creatures. Just like dogs and other pets, these guys have their own personalities. While some of them are incredibly smart at figuring things out, some of them can be pretty slow on the uptake. This cat, for example, seems to be quite amused with his reflection in the mirror. He spent quite a lot of time just staring at his reflection. He did some pretty weird movements. He had an existential crisis, went through the 5 stages of grief, lived his 9 lives, and yet he still continued to stare at his reflection. After a whole minute, which probably felt like an hour for this cat, he finally decided to take a break and turn around. And that is when the freaky thing happened. While the cat is looking back, his reflection looks at him. If it weren't for the cute cat, I would say this video is definitely creepy. But hey, if there's a ghost cat in your mirror, is it really that bad? Maybe this cat felt something fishy, and that's why he took so long trying to see if the cat in the mirror is actually his reflection or an imposter. Number 6. Get the horse down. Who sent the horse up to the sky? If we're truly living in a simulation, this has got to be the biggest glitch ever. A man captured this video in 2005 while walking around in Italy one night. As you can see in the clip, a horse looks like it's hovering in the sky. The last time I checked, horses don't have the ability to fly, so I don't know what's going on here. Is this a magical horse that can somehow fly? Or did someone make a mistake while controlling the simulation? But it gets more interesting. There are several paintings in history that depict the exact same scenario. I guess someone has a penchant for tricking us by sending horses up into the sky. Could it be that this strange occurrence is the reason why the unicorn and the Pegasus appear in lore, legends, and mythology? Number 5. Invisible car crash. Several cars from all around the world have crashed into literally nothing. If it weren't for these clips, many would definitely doubt that this is actually happening. As you can see in the first clip, a gray car spontaneously crashes into something unseen. This car is crossing what looks like an empty intersection when it suddenly swerves and crashes, almost as if a car intercepted it. You can see the same thing happening in these other clips. All of these vehicles look like they've been crushed and trashed by an unseen force. This phenomena made waves on the internet, and many were quite alarmed. Just imagine you're driving at a safe pace when you suddenly feel a car crash behind you. But when you look around you, you see no other vehicles around. You're also still in the middle of the road where no obstacles can be seen. Aside from the fact that this phenomena can be fatal, it's also pretty scary to think that some rogue and invisible cars are out there trying to make innocent drivers crash. And now it's time for today's topic. Now this is definitely one of the craziest glitches in the Matrix caught on camera. In this photo, you can see a man and his daughter riding what looks to be nothing. These two are literally riding an invisible bike. But there's another odd thing in this photo. If you look below the two, you can see the shadow of a bicycle on the ground. This prompted some people to think that perhaps this glitch in the Matrix is just digitally manipulated. But then, think about it. Remember the cars crashing into unseen cars? What if there are actually invisible vehicles out there? Wouldn't that be surprising? But what do you think about this photo? Is this a real glitch in the Matrix? Or just another hoax? As always, comment down below with the hashtag today's topic and let us know your opinion about what we just showed on screen. With that said, let's keep things moving. Number 4. Mirror, mirror. Let's all be honest. No matter how old we are, we still have irrational fears that we can never seem to get rid of, right? Many of us surely still feel fear after turning off the light in the hallway or in the kitchen. Many of us still feel like someone will jump us in the bathroom. That's why we wash our faces quickly in the shower to avoid closing our eyes for long. If you've moved on from these fears, watching this clip just might unlock a new one. In this clip, you can see a child playing in front of the mirror. For the most part, everything is normal. That is, until the kid decides to look back. The reflection on the mirror, however, seems like it forgot to do so for a split second. As the kid turned his head away from the mirror, you can see his reflection still looking at him. Not even a second later, however, the reflection seems to realize that he should have changed his pose. What do you think happened here? Just a glitch in the Matrix? Or a terrifying supernatural phenomena? Let me know what you think in the comments. Number 3. Tesla, the new ghost detector. I think it's safe to say that almost everyone has already heard of Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla cars. In the last few years, many people have decided to buy these luxury electric-powered cars. The cheapest model you can get from their latest release goes for about $47,000. Yes, I know, you heard that right. That's the cheapest one. However, many Tesla owners can attest to the fact that you're paying for the quality and safety this car offers. First of all, you don't need to worry about gas anymore. Contrary to popular belief, you can find a Tesla charging station almost anywhere in the United States. It's also incredibly innovative, and this is the closest thing you can get that would make you feel like Iron Man. But aside from its sleek and futuristic look, the selling point of these cars is Tesla's autopilot system. Through this, you can let the car's system handle the driving. You see, these vehicles are incredible. They can recognize stoplights, pedestrian lines, surrounding cars, and even the people on the sidewalk. With that being said, it looks like Tesla's unintentionally came with an additional feature, the ability to detect ghosts. In this clip, a woman drove through a cemetery, and despite the fact that the area was deserted, the Tesla kept detecting people. You can see on the system that a person would appear, then disappear quickly, almost as if the detector is having a hard time maintaining its connection. This isn't the only instance where people claim that they've seen a ghost being detected by their Tesla car. So if you're scared of ghosts, having a Tesla just might make you more terrified. Imagine this, you're driving in the middle of a deserted highway, and you suddenly see a figure following you. Now that would be incredibly creepy. Number 2. Turn on the randomizer. While a lot of us may follow some trends and fads from time to time, each of us has our own personalities and tastes. And that's why this one driver felt like the odd one out when he was driving in the middle of the highway. and he noticed that he was surrounded by white cars. All of the cars on the road were all painted white for some strange reason. You can see that up until he passed the stoplight, all the cars in sight were white. Now take a look at these photos. In this one, you can see two guys wearing green looking very similar to each other, aside from the outfit. Right beside them are two people, both wearing similar outfits and carrying similar bags as well. Here's another one. What are the chances that you would see someone wearing the exact same outfit that you have? Sure, two people wearing the same shirt or dress can happen sometimes, but this is too much for it to be a coincidence. In this photo, you can see three ladies with the same color of sweaters and the same hair. What are the chances that they would all end up in the same music class? Just like these three music class ladies, these three grandmas went for a stroll wearing the same outfit and sporting the same hair. Again, what are the chances of this happening? These clips are definitely showing you what happens when someone forgets to turn the randomizer on. Number 1. Just some cat lag. Cats are definitely one of the weirdest but smartest creatures out there, and I would say that sometimes they glitch on their own. For cat owners out there, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes cats just engage in strange behaviors that no one can comprehend. But in this case, you can see that this cat is also confused as to what's happening. It looks like someone forgot to render the floor properly, and the poor kitty ended up walking in place for quite a while. Or maybe he's doing it intentionally. A few seconds later, a man decides to approach the cat and see what was happening. When the guy got close enough, the cat immediately stopped walking, or rather gliding in place to approach the stranger. It looks like he can move around just fine, but when the stranger left, the cat continued moonwalking in place. What do you think happened here? And does your pet also engage in weird habits? Share them in the comments below. Well, these are definitely mind-boggling. Did any of these convince you that we're just living in a simulation? Share your thoughts and your favorite clip in the comments below. If you think you've experienced a glitch in the Matrix before, feel free to comment that down below as well. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now. And I'll see you in the next video.